Hello, welcome to the U of How To. In this video, I'm going to go through 5 Google Chrome browser tips that I find useful and hopefully you will find useful too. Okay, so first thing, I'm going to open up a Chrome browser, and you'll notice on my startup, I actually have 3 tabs that open up. And so how do I set these up, these tabs that I want to open up automatically every time I open up my Google Chrome? Okay, so to do that, we're just going to go to our 3 dots up here, our menu, go to Settings, and you'll scroll down until you see On Startup. And the default, I think, is Open the New Tab page. And so you want to click on Open a Specific Page or Set of Pages. And again, so I left the google.com as one, my Google Classroom link, and my Google Drive. Okay, so let's say I wanted to add another one. Okay, so then I can just copy that link, and in my settings, add a new page, paste the link, add it, and once it's in, that's it. I don't have to save anything. So once I'm out of here and I start up again, you'll see I have those 4 tabs that are opening up now. Okay, and so my second tip is to reopen a closed tab that maybe you closed accidentally. Okay, so let's say I closed my Google Classroom tab, but I actually didn't want to close it. It was an accident. Okay, so I can right click anywhere in this bar actually. I can right click and you see there's a reopen closed tab, or there's a shortcut Control-Shift-T. I can right click on this plus sign. I can't right click where there's an existing tab. Okay, that will only give me options for that tab. So to bring back a closed tab, I just need to click anywhere in this gray area and reopen closed tab. Okay, and there it is. And I can do that again and again. So you can keep reopening closed tabs, and once you reopened all your closed tabs, okay, then it will actually ask you if you want to reopen a closed window. Okay, so within this window, these are the only tabs that have been opened, so I don't have an option to reopen any more closed tabs, but it lets me reopen a closed window, which is also useful. Another tip is how do I prevent myself from closing those tabs in the first place? Okay, so let's say, let's open up a couple of windows here. Let's say this one. Okay, let's say I have these 2 here right now, and I want to make sure I don't close these. You know, usually with the Google Meet, I'll use this tip because I don't want to accidentally close out of my Google Meet when I'm with my students. So if you don't want to even have the option of closing a tab, all you have to do is right click on that tab and select Pin. And you see the close option is gone. Okay, so you can't accidentally close out of that tab. So if I pin again, and pin tabs automatically move to the left. So that's another use for pinning tabs is, let's say I had a whole bunch of tabs open. Okay, and let's unpin these for a sec. And it doesn't matter what those other tabs were, but let's say these 2 tabs, the classes and the website, let's say I wanted to only work with these 2, and I want to kind of go back and forth between those 2. I can pin them, and that will automatically move them to the left side here, where I can go back and forth quickly. Okay, so now the next tip, you may have noticed my Bookmarks tab here. I don't really have any names there. Okay, so the reason for that is I want to be able to fit as many bookmark icons that I can in this Bookmarks bar. And so what I've done is I've actually created folders within my bookmarks to organize my bookmarks a little bit better, and so that I pretty much have all of the bookmarks I want to use very easily accessible. So the way we do that is we go to our menu again. We're going to go to Bookmarks, and there's a bunch of options there, but the one that we want to work on is Bookmark Manager. So in here we can create our folders, we can drag bookmarks from one location to another, okay, and we can edit. So normally, like this one here, if I edit, it normally would have said, you know, maybe YouTube. Okay, and so you can see in my bookmarks bar up here, now it says YouTube. Okay, and so normally when you bookmark, that's the default, is it'll just include the name right away. And so I go in and I actually edit and I remove the name and I just leave the icons. Okay, so just keep in mind, if you are going to use this strategy, that you need to know what the icons are, and if you don't, it's not the end of the world. If you just scroll over and leave your cursor there, it'll tell you what it is. Okay, now tip number 5 has to do with extensions. Okay, and so I know a lot of us now are using Google Chrome extensions, which is great, and there's a few things we should know about these extensions. Okay, so first thing, this puzzle here, this puzzle icon, is where we can manage our extensions. So if I click on that, you can see the extensions that I have on, and I can manage all of my extensions. You can see ones that I have turned off, ones that are turned on, and so you can you know, check details. You can remove from here. You can turn on and off. Another thing that's important here is the pin. So right now I only have 2 extensions pinned, OneTab and Extensify. Okay, OneTab is essentially an extension that condenses all of the tabs that you have open. So if you have a number of tabs open and you want to condense that into one tab, that's what it does. Okay, just if you are going to try using OneTab, so you know, I could show you really quick here how OneTab works. If I open a bunch of tabs, okay, you know, and I can have a whole lot open. Anything that's pinned won't be condensed, which is good to know. If you're working in a Google Meet, you don't want to use OneTab unless you pin the Google Meet. Okay, otherwise it'll remove you from that meet. And so if the way OneTab works is, once I click on this, any tab that's not pinned will be condensed into one tab. So these 4 tabs that are not pinned, once I hit this, are condensed into one tab. Okay, and I can click on individual tabs to restore them, or I can restore all of them. Okay, and so I can close that. Okay, so that's one extension that I have pinned, and Extensify is the other one. Extensify is a good one to just turn extensions on and off quickly, instead of having to go to the manage extensions to do that. And so I recommend only pinning the extensions that you use often. Okay, so those are the 2 I use most often. Google Meet attendance is just on. I don't need that to be pinned, but if I click on that, just to show you, in this little area here, as soon as I click on the pin, now that extension is showing there. Okay, and I can unpin it. So pinning and unpinning doesn't turn it on or off. It just makes it more quickly accessible to you. Those are my 5 Google Chrome tips that hopefully you find useful. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.